Rowdy Tellez joining us right now. There he is, the
Me?
newest Pittsburgh Pirate. Jersey sales off the charts right now. But in all seriousness, Rowdy, because we haven't talked to you since everything's gone down, it's great to have you back on. Congratulations, dude. You're a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Time to freaking go on a revenge tour and just tear through the National League, including your former ball club, which you get to face quite a bit. How you doing?
I just wanted to follow in Kratzy's shoes. He's kind of my hero. So I wanted to see how many teams I could get on and be a good clubhouse guy,
You're getting there. You're so close. You're really close. The issue is you got to go to the Pirates twice. So you got to start going back to teams twice. Like I went back to the Blue Jays a second time, went back to the Pirates a second time, the Phillies 3 times, the Yankees 4 times. So
stop flexing.
A lot of teams, but you're looking a lot. You're looking a lot svelter right now. Is this Pilates really happening? Is this?
I was gonna say the same thing to AJ, that he finally looks good, but yeah, I think it is. It sucks. Pilates is not easy.
Do you do the reformer?
The worst part is yeah.
So wait, you put your fat ass on the reformer and you put your legs up and you're doing circles?
Yeah.
Oh man, we need video. We need video.
It didn't happen until there's video.
Yeah.
Private class. I do private sessions just for that reason, so the Highland Park moms can't make fun of me. But I think the worst part of it all is my instructor, her name's Brittany, she does it with me and she like talks me through it the whole time, and she doesn't like break a breath. Like it's like easy for her. And I'm over here like sweating and struggling, and she's just like, "You're gonna get it. You'll get it." And I'm like, "I know." She's doing the exact same thing as me, and she weighs $105. So hey, sometimes it's embarrassing.
Stomach in, flat back against the flat back. Stomach in, flat back, right? And then do your little 21s. Do your triceps and do your crunches. Tabletop legs. I mean, come on, Rowdy. We need video of this.
And then mix it all together. Well, me and you will do our little course in spring training.
Let's go. I'm in, but
side by side.
Yeah, when you.
Oh wait, you're only in Bradenton. You can come on over. You're not that far.
Why? Where are you at?
Orlando. That's like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, you can come and visit for sure.
Unless you're paying for my gas, which you're not.
AJ, I'll drive you.
Well,
it's worth it.
You talked about how much money you made, so. And some of us have jobs, so I have to be there in spring. You really don't do anything, so you could do a podcast from the car, and you can do all that kind of shit. So you can drive down there.
We will be there, no doubt about it. Okay. So Rowdy, I mean, there's a lot I want to ask you about Pittsburgh, but the first thing is, because we just actually had Legends territory with Neil Walker the other day. We've had a few notable former Pirates. They love Walker, and you'll probably meet him, I'm sure, like day one of spring training. He's part of the TV broadcast there, and AJ Burnett's talked to us too. Do you know that the Pirates, Kratz can talk about this, used to have like these military style drills in spring training?
Oh yeah. We would play them all the time when we were in the minor leagues in spring training, instructs. You'd see those guys, especially in instructs, you'd see them like running these Navy SEAL workouts in the background. And you're like, bro, I don't want to be a pirate. No facial hair, have to wear your pants up, like doing all these crazy like things you had to do. And I'm like, that's the last place I want to be. I don't want to be in Pirate City. I don't want to have a key card that scans me in and out. And here I am, gonna be in Pirate City.
Did you talk to them about this?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing these military workouts.
Kratz, help me out. It doesn't exist anymore, right?
No, it doesn't exist anymore. But when we were there, like when you would come to play, like as a Blue Jays, you come to play the Pirates, they were already done most of their militaristic stuff. They were out there like 7 a.m. If there was dew on the ground, they would roll around in the dew to make sure they all were like associated with the area that they were working in. So what you saw, that was like the extra military stuff. You would have quit.
That was like the easy part.
Yeah. You would have quit.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Did you ask him? Did you ask him to put you in Pirate City, though, for spring training? just for like the minor league side of spring training until you guys shift over to the big league complex?
No, I didn't. That's kind of like one of those, like, you know how the guys go into jail and they're like, let's see how long we could survive. Like, yeah, that's kind of what now that you say that, that's the first thing that comes to mind is like, you know, you put these people, we're in the world's toughest jail and we're here with these inmates. That's kind of how it sounds now that I'm talking about it. But no, dude, I remember talking to players. Like I was good friends with Austin Meadows, and I'd be like, hey, how is it? And he goes, dude, it's tough. These workouts, these things you do in the morning, like all this stuff. I'm like, man, I love Dunedin.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not to mention it wasn't working, like, respectfully, which is probably partially why they stopped. I'm sure Charrington taking over, he probably looked and got rid of it because that was maybe the old front office regime. But it's not like you looked over and you're like, this team's a powerhouse. They're winning every year. That's why they do the Navy SEALs workout stuff. You know, that was always what surprised me. I'm like, why are you being the outlier if it's not working? You should maybe just be like, hey, Braves, Dodgers, whatever, what are you guys doing? So I'm sure that's partially why they said, all right, we're going to kind of, shift our way more towards the winning franchises and not have guys talk shit about what we're doing and not want to come sign with us.
Tell you what, Rowdy might live in Highland Park, but that internet is fucking.
Yeah, I just remember instructs. It was mandatory, like 1-1 fast, and you'd get drilled.
We got you. It's a little sketch. Rowdy, you got that Pirate City internet right now.
It was minor league internet, kid.
I respectfully disagree on that last part, Rowdy, and we'll bring him back in. I actually think you are going to be the guy, maybe by about a month in, that they game plan around. So what are your thoughts on joining Pittsburgh and having the opportunity to knock your former ball club out of the playoff picture because you're going to play them a lot? So, you can do your thank yous, and I love Milwaukee and all that because we agree. I mean, we have plenty of Brewers players on. It's a great spot to play, but you got to have a little chip on your shoulder too, no?
Yeah, I'm just politician speech. I'm just happy to be there, like happy to be with Pittsburgh. It's kind of the place I wanted to be in free agency. I think it gives me a full runway to basically do what Kratz said, just give myself the best opportunity to put up big numbers in a free agent year and be in a great ballpark with a good young core that they have over there. And like I told them when, we were talking was you guys put up good battles against us. And it was kind of just like a battle of who's got more veterans, who's a little bit smarter when it comes to that. And they had so many young players that it was just tough for them to kind of sustain those leads once it got a little later. It is. I love Milwaukee, love being a part of there, but, we didn't see eye to eye. And this is, part of the game, part of the business side. So, but it's going to be fun playing against them.
What's that conversation like? Because obviously right now we hear all about Shohei and now the Dodgers are courting Yamamoto and they're sending Mookie, they're sending Freddie. I don't think the Pirates are sending Ke'Bryan Hayes and Brian Reynolds to woo Rowdy into signing with the Pirates. What does that process look like for you, and what other teams were offering you?
It was kind of like they were the first team to really come after me. Actually, the first team to call were the Blue Jays, which was odd. In my eyes, it was a little different.
Reunion tour.
Yeah. I was trying to be like you. I told you this. I'm trying to hit every – and so then they came to me. They were the first team to offer. And going into this, after being non-tenured, there was a few places we looked at, and Pittsburgh really was the one for us that was like, I think this gives me a good chance. I talked to Kutch a lot about Pittsburgh. I talked to him even while he was a free agent. In my eyes, Kutch was never going to go anywhere. So, hopefully they get something done with him and he can be back there. But he was just kind of giving me the spiel of like what it's like, what they can offer for me. And, just being around that group of guys and being a part of that. Shelty was one of our coaches with Toronto when I was there. Haynes was my hitting coach in Milwaukee when I first got there. Mendy Lopez was one of our coaches in the Dominican when I played winter ball. So like I had a lot of, and then obviously Ben Sherrington was with the Blue Jays. So, there was a lot of former people that I had dealt with, and it was just kind of one of two things: full transparency and being comfortable with my staff and being comfortable with people I'm going to work with. So I think they offered both those with a good young core and guys that get on base and allow me to drive in as many runs as I can and help them win. I think it is a good young core. I do think they put together good games, and I think just a couple key pieces away from really making a push.
Are you the piece then? First of all, let me know when you want me to send you a bat to hang on your wall. It'll probably go over your bed, but I can autograph one and send it to you. It might be too heavy for you. But are you the piece that's going to push him over the top?
A lot of these guys have won MVPs and stuff, like Paul Goldschmidt. This is Zimmerman, but he had one MVP, but he was really good. You're not like that. And then I got a bunch of other MVPs over here. I got Hall of Famers on the other wall. I stick to like good players, but I do think I'll be a contributing piece in this. I do think what we talked about being a bridge, being a player that can help, being a player that struggled in my career, had success in my career, been sent up, been sent down. I think that allows young players to kind of have some comfortability with knowing that, you can fail and still have success. It's just about how you handle it. So I think a lot of it is things along those lines of, where can I help? Where can I benefit the organization? And who knows, it could be a 1-year thing, could do something and make it further in the future with them. But I think a lot of it is just, helping out these young players and helping them, understand how hard this game truly is, especially, like last year they had Andrew McCutchen. And I've talked to Kutch about this when we were teammates in 22, was like how hard it is to relate to the younger group of guys nowadays for him. He's been an MVP, he's been an all-star, he's been a Gold Glover. So, he's done all this stuff, but the game's way different. As he says too, it's just way different. It's not the same that when he came up. So I think sometimes when you have as much success as he has in his career and he's, a top dog, and a lot of these players that he's playing with now idolized him as a child. Not like, when they're in high school and they're like, oh, it's Andrew McCutchen. Like these kids are like 5 or 6 years old when he was in the big leagues. So I think being able to have someone there too that hasn't always had success can help out a young group of guys and keep the clubhouse light and have fun.
So you know that feeling when you idolized me growing up. It's okay. So we haven't had you on since Counsell left for the Cubs. So because he left, is that why they DFA'd you, or are you mad at Murph for DFAing you? So now you can go on a full NL Central revenge tour. Counsell with the Cubs, Murph for DFAing you with the Brewers. Let's go. It's rowdy time now.
Yeah, I didn't get DFA'd. I got non-tendered.
Same shit, dude. It's just verbiage. It's the same shit.
Yeah, well, kinda, but like it is going to be kind of, I wouldn't call it a revenge tour. Just go out and help the team win as much as I can. But it's always going to be fun. You're always going to have a little chip on your shoulder. Just like first time I played the Blue Jays after they traded me, had good series, and you always play a little chip on your shoulder. But I think that's just, even when you play your former team, that's just how it is. I think you just have these little moments where you're like, I want to do something to show them like you guys missed out. So I think that's just something that's going to happen. And staying in the NL Central allows me to be somewhere where I'm comfortable too, and kind of know the group of teams you're playing against. Those pitchers, those guys. So you have a little bit of extra insight going in. So it should be a good year.
Hey, not a lot of guys go 30 plus, 100 plus. Are they going to have a video tribute when you go back to Milwaukee?
I don't know. I didn't go 100 plus. I didn't go 100 plus.
Oh, you didn't go 100 plus?
No, I went 90, I think.
Okay, never mind. No video tribute. Would you want a video tribute? Would you stand out there and be like watching yourself and then tip your helmet? They'd show you pitching because that's neat.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that. You don't get that for 1 year and a couple dog shit years, but it's definitely a special place. They gave me a chance to play, gave me a chance to prove who I was as a player. It's going to be a place that you miss and you kind of hold dear, but that's just like every place you play. You're always going to have some sort of emotional ties to it because they're special. This is a fun game. long seasons, tough games, and those cities really embrace you and make it feel like you're at home. So I think you miss some of those things, some of the places that are special to you, or places that are just, it's like a home. So I think it's gonna be fun going back. I don't know when we go back. I don't know the first time we played Milwaukee, but I might tip my hat if they want me to. If they give me 2 claps, I'm gonna do it. It doesn't have to be a whole standing out. Like I'm
one dude like near the dugout saying,
I
"Rowdy,
love
I
you,
love you.
Rowdy."
Please give him some time."
Yeah.
Well, do they still have to do the whole permission from the league? You're gonna have to go through that whole process, dude. It's stressful, Manfred
I
sits in
think
his
I'm. I
office
think
and goes like this, and he's like, "Do I want to give it to Rowdy today? Should we give him the pause, or do we bang him with ball one?" Or
Yeah,
strike
it's
one.
not gonna
Sorry.
matter. It's not gonna matter. Like you said, the first guy that says, Rowdy, I'm full. I might get 2 strikes called on me. I'm gonna do the whole. I might do the whole Cal Ripken, take the bullpen card around the field, high five everybody, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. But I just don't know yet. It could be that, or I could just stand there and maybe give a little pip hip cheerio and then take my strikeout. But I'll be in the box for that one.
They'll boo you.
But who knows?
They might boo you like you're the most hated player of all time.
No, but Kratz, respectfully, he will get a video tribute. I guarantee you that. It's a lock. I'm telling you.
Sure.
There are players that don't do much that get video tributes. Again, you were there for multiple years. You contributed plenty of damage. It's a lock. We had
He's
Kyle
blushing.
Higashioka on the other day. Your offensive profile is a little better than Higgy. And he was like, and he'd been there a while, but he was like, nah, they're not going to give me one. And then fans in our chat, because I don't know if you've noticed, Rowdy, but you were one of our first guests. The show's kind of getting pretty popular. So there's a lot of people in the chat on a daily basis. And they were like, tell Higgy he's definitely getting a video tribute. Aaron Hicks got a video tribute, and many others did for their time with the Yanks. And it's the same story with the Brewers. But hey, facts are facts. You're getting it. Okay.
May 13th. May 13th. Hey, set your calendar. May 13th. Pirates at Brewers.
Oh,
God.
Tremendous.
The Monday, there'll be 700 people there. One of them will be front row Amy. Rowdy's going to go over and give her a big hug as they're doing the tribute to him.
I just love that. That's the first thing you thought of was front row Amy. But no, Burns was like the first person to text me after, like I signed with the Pirates, and he just sent me this little GIF of a pitcher drilling the hitter, and he said, "Watch out!" And I was like, "All right, man. If you rib cage me with one of these cutters, I'm gonna be pissed. You can hit me in the thigh, just stay below the belt." And he was like, "Absolutely not."
We just had Freddie on yesterday, and we were talking about how Freddie was tipping, and somebody told him, "Hey, you're tipping. We figured it out." And then we said, "Well, Rowdy's on the other side now." Said, "What happens when you face Rowdy the first time?" He goes, "Well, he said maybe Rowdy, boop, right here." So now there's 2 guys on the Brewers that are thinking about throwing at you.
I wouldn't be surprised if the whole team says it. Burns said he was going to do it in spring training, so the first one he threw was at my chest. And I was like, "What are you doing, dude? This is spring." And he didn't hit me, but it was like up and in, and they kind of like, I just, as much as, he's pretty straight in there, like he doesn't really show a lot of emotion. So like he said it to me, and then we went out there for the live ABs, and I was like, this dude might do this. He might actually just find my elbow guard or something. Like he might do it. So I told him, I was like, dude, just don't do it. Let me foul it off my shin, and like let me inflict my own pain. Like let me just take a cutter off the shin and be fine.
Who'd be the best? Who'd be the best? Who's the number 1 person on that team that you're like, I want to hit a dinger off of that guy? Devin?
I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, Dev would be up there. Dev, because just anybody you kind of like, you were close with. I wasn't like one of those guys that was like, I'm not talking to pitchers or anything. I messed with everybody. I talked to everybody. I would love to hit one off Hauser. Doogie was a great guy, a great teammate. We still text, so he's a big hunter, so we talk a lot about that. But yeah, Dev, Doogie, Corb, any of those guys. Me and Burns. That's the first thing I said to him. I said, "Who are you going to talk to in the clubhouse now?" And he was like, "I'm going to sit in my corner and just not say anything to anybody." And I was like, "Yeah, I figured." I was like, Corbin doesn't talk to anybody, but he likes to give me shit. Just I don't know why. I think it's because he feels bad about my hairline and he thinks he's got a good one. But I saw him when he came on the bus the day he cut his hair, and I was like, what do we got, first day of school pictures, or what are we doing? I was like, there's no way your kid knows who you are. I was like, so,
get ready, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he was like, my son. He was like, my son has no idea who I am. I'm like, yeah, I don't even know who you are.
Well, that's why we bring you both on all the time. So on the topic of your signing, I think a comp that we can use here, since it happened so close to the time that you locked in with the Pirates, is your colleague, your peer in the industry, Shohei Ohtani. So he signs with the Dodgers for a cool 10-year, $700 million with all the deferral action going on. Actually, the latest news that we got in the past 24 hours is he's getting the home suite when he's got the home games, which I'm sure you got. He's getting the clause where if the president of baseball operations or the owner leaves, then he's allowed to leave too. So curious, first off, to just get your take on your reaction to what you saw with Ohtani, and then some of the contract details that you noticed from his deal.
I didn't know any of that. I asked for the same considering my ERA was lower, but they moved over a couple of the commas to 10 years, 70,000, and I was like, you know what? If you can give me 75, I'm in. But they that's just a crazy deal. I thought 600 as a player playing against him, facing him. Like I was like, this guy. I mean, it's never been seen before in the game. So I thought like 600. And then that came out 10 for 700, and I was like, oh my goodness. So everybody's like, oh man, contracts are going to go higher now. I'm like, no, they're not. Nothing's changing. Like that's the outlier. I mean, nobody's getting anywhere near that. Nobody ever will. Like it's an absurd contract. But to see like he's getting $68 million a year after he's done playing, you know, he's just going to go not be an LA resident anymore. He won't be a California resident, so those taxes won't be that bad. I mean, it's smart. It really is. Like what he's doing is smart. You know, basically exploiting the system. But yeah, I mean, he's going to make so much money off the field too. LA market, what the LA Dodgers bring, I think. And then you got to remember the Dodgers only play on their network, so that network's going to be sold in Japan now. It's going to be crazy. That was just an unreal deal.
All right, so
go ahead.
No, Rowdy, you talk about Shohei making money. Think about your endorsement deals this year in Pittsburgh. You can go to Primanti Brothers and just eat the sandwiches all day long while you're on the Pilates machine. Get the fries all over your face, and then just think about the endorsement possibilities that you have in Pittsburgh.
With my Miguel Jordans on, maybe he'll give me.
You're making more than Shohei is this year.
I am, and I do get a home suites. They let me have suites. Candy. They don't give me a suite. They don't even give me a suite on the road. They don't even give me a suite on the road for my room. Yeah. So I guess we're very similar. I would say same body type, if anything.
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, he was actually in the gym yesterday because we had Gavin Lux on. He said he saw him and he was doing 600-pound deadlifts. So you're good, you and Ohtani. Question for you based on your location growing up, okay? Because you were Bay Area-ish, right? Elk Grove, I don't know exactly where that is. Kind of. You were a Giants fan, right?
Yeah.
So
I was.
The Giants pursued Ohtani, and they signed a dude yesterday, Lee, for $100+ million. But Buster Posey was part of the recruiting process for Ohtani, and we had Ken Rosenthal on yesterday, who was kind of giving us more insight. And we've all heard this at this point. We were just kind of trying to normalize it and let people know. It's been hard for them to recruit players. Now, some of it's their own doing, like they signed Correa last year and then they flunked his physical, right? But why do you think it's been difficult for the Giants to recruit players, especially the last few years? I mean, most people around the game have said, hey, it's not consensus, but there are many players that just don't want to go there and play there right now. And sure, there's the tax situation, but the taxes are the same in Los Angeles. So do you feel like there's a stigma right now with players that don't want to play for the Giants? And I'm not just talking about, if there's players that don't want to live in that particular city, but maybe even the way that they've operated with platooning and only having 2 starters in the second half of the season and mixing and matching pitchers. Like, what have you noticed or heard from any guys about San Francisco and the Giants?
Just I only know JD Davis, who I went to high school with. And he seems to like it, but that's close to home for us. We're only we're sub 2 hours from there. So, for me, the city, man, it's just bad. I grew up going to Giants games. We grew up taking, Bart into the city. We grew up doing all that, and it was fine. But last 10, 12 years, man, it's just been a bad city. It's not nice anymore. It's not clean. I mean, it's hardly safe. But I don't know. I don't know on the baseball side. I don't know what goes on over there. I really can't speak much on that front, but it looks like it's just there's a lot of the recruiting process is different, and they're just not the same team. When you had Buster and Mad Bum and all those guys that were doing, they're winning World Series that's an easy recruiting process to bring guys in. But even then, I don't know if it's I don't know what it is because it's a massive market, it's huge, but I don't know if a lot of it has to do with the city or what it really is. It could be a platooning thing. Could be the fact that they're going after one big name, and when they don't go after that big name, it's over.
Does that go into your decision to sign at a place? How much of this, if you were to go percentage wise, obviously you want to make the most cash that you can. It's an opportunity. You're a free agent. You want to make the cash. But how much of the other things go into your decision?
Well, I don't. Again, I think winning has a lot to go into it. If I'm a big name guy and I'm going in, and I've done a lot of the other things. I've won the MVPs, or I've been an All-Star for a long time, and you're in that big free agent time. Winning's going to play a big part in it. How they run their medical staff could be one. How they have the hitting coaches, the people they surround them with. There's a lot of things that they could take into it. But if I'm Shohei, I'm the most prized free agent in years, and I'm gonna pick exactly what I want, where I want, and you guys said it earlier before I came on the show and I was listening. LA will do whatever the players want. You hear that as a player. They will go out and buy whatever the player wants. They will go out and get the best technology. They'll go do whatever it takes. And some other organizations won't do that. Even the bigger ones will be like, yeah, we'll do some of it, or we will do 80% of it. But I think that plays in a lot to why some of these big, massive markets are always getting players, regardless if they're good or not, are just they have the opportunity, and they know that they can just do as they please. Whatever the new technology is, whatever the best of the best is, they can go and get it.
All right, so you were the Jays. Shohei had an opportunity to sign with the Jays. We don't know exactly. Supposedly they were in that realm. Are the Blue Jays an organization that would do that? That would go out and get? Obviously, we're saying the Dodgers are up here and everybody's trying to keep up with them. But do you think the Blue Jays are an organization that could have really rolled out the red carpet for Shohei and been an opportunity for him? Or do you think there's some things there that you would say, maybe this is why he didn't sign there?
I do. We played there last year, and I went and saw all the new facilities that they put in at the stadium. I was there when they did the spring training, when they did the new one, but at the stadium is insane, state of the art. It's pretty crazy. And I know Ed Rogers, a lot of people don't understand. I mean, he's one of the richest owners in baseball, if not behind Cohen. I mean, he's got a ton of money. He always treated us good, even when we stunk. Now they have a good group of guys over there, and I don't know. I mean, they have a crazy market up there, and it is a cool city. I mean, it really is a cool place to play. And I know you guys have both played games up there, visitor and as a player there, and it's a cool city. It really is. So I mean, my assumption is it had to be between Toronto and LA, and maybe LA just put up a little bit more money. Obviously had like probably gave him a little bit different of a pitch, and you got to think he was already living in LA, so no need to move. He was there. So I think there was a couple things that leaned towards LA's direction, but Toronto definitely isn't afraid, by the looks of it from the outside, to spend money.
So Rowdy, last one for me. Did you see that one day, that Friday, when it was fake news city and the men were separated from the boys in terms of the insiders? And some people were saying, oh, he's on a flight and he's going to sign with the Jays. And we've had, some Toronto people on since then, and they said, hey, it was devastating because they thought they were going to sign him. So I don't think you're hooked to your phone like some players are, right? Like many of the Dodgers players we've had on over the past week and a half were like, yeah, I was getting the notifications I'm seeing. And, obviously a lot of people in LA thought that he was departing, but it was all bullshit.
Yeah, I was getting some secondhand stuff. A couple of the guys I trained with were like telling me about it, but I have no social media, not really caring. I'm going to be honest. Like the Shohei Ohtani thing was cool. I knew he was going to be the highest paid player ever and get the biggest contract ever. Like, cool, sick. I was kind of, and I had some stuff on my own front where I was trying to get some stuff done with my career. But, like a couple of guys are showing me that the guy they sent up from Shark Tank is the same agency and yada, yada. But I have no idea. I wasn't glued to my phone, but I did check ESPN because I was looking at what time Monday Night Football or whatever a football game was that I was getting ready to go to. Oh, no, I was going to the Dallas versus Eagles game. So we were looking at tickets and stuff. And then, so then I looked at the game, looked on the ESPN app, and I was like looking at times and like other things, see if like whatever. And then that popped up and I was like, oh, no way. But he was like, yeah, it's crazy. It happened like 20 minutes ago. I was like, oh, cool. Still in the truck, didn't care.
Yeah, you had your own business to take care of. As long as he wasn't, suddenly going to Pittsburgh and deciding he's going to be a first baseman, then it would have been, a little bit of an issue. But you're good, dude.
Yeah, it's, I don't know how these contracts all work with that, but it doesn't seem like it doesn't look like it's a bad contract. You watch what that guy can do, and I think he's younger than me. I think he's 27 or something like that. He's super young.
You're only 28, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. He's young, and he's already proven himself. He's 2-time MVP, and I don't see it going bad. The guy's, I've played against him multiple times. I watched him hit a 43-degree launch angle home run to center field off our scoreboard at like 120, and I was like, did he get jammed? Like it didn't even sound good. I was like, it was a joke, and I don't know. I would pay him that. If I'm a GM, I'd have been like, here's a blank check. Tell me what you want. Here's your contract. Fill it in how you want to do it. You can do that. And a lot of people say, well, he didn't win over in Anaheim and he had the second best player in the game. But I think new environment sometimes, and you surround him with a couple other players. Like that bat alone is the best in the game.
Yep. I'm with you, dude. Well, we're glad that you're joining the Pittsburgh Pirates, though, and ready to bring some damage. We talked you up big yesterday, all right? So we got high expectations. It starts with the Pilates competition at spring training. I will drive AJ over to Bradenton. We can do it there or in Pirate City, whatever works for you guys, whatever you want to do. You set it up. What's the trainer's name?
Mine?
Yeah.
Her name's Brittany.
Brittany will officiate. So we can.
Hey, do I get to bring Joy, my trainer?
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah, we can have a trainer.
Okay. You guys are like Shohei. You guys are like Shohei and G-Man Choi. You get to bring your trainer/interpreter.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Well, dude, in all seriousness, congrats, man. Pumped to see you in Pittsburgh. And we'll catch up with you later this offseason, all right?
Kratzy, what number did you wear there so I can make sure it's not retired?
38.
38? Okay. I told Pedro, because Pedro Alvarez worked for the Brewers, and I told Pedro, I said, I'm requesting number 24, and I'm taking all my pictures with my ears in my hat.
You won't?
all tucked in. I'm doing it all. I'm gonna be all tucked in. I'm gonna look like Pedro.
What's PD doing over there with the Brewers? Murph get him a job?
I don't know, but he was over there. He does a lot of stuff with the players. He does a lot of stuff with the younger guys, but we talked a lot this year. I really like him, man. He's an open book. I think he gives great advice, especially when it came to talking to me about getting my body in shape this offseason and all that. So he was kind of saying, from his standpoint of his career, things that he wished he would have done better, things he would wish he had done different. But just basically how to handle the day-to-day grind of struggling, but also kind of keeping it real with me. So I really appreciate it. I still talk to him. He's a great guy, great human being, down to earth, really just easy to talk to.
He smashed baseballs.
Rowdy,
that's the first thing.
Rowdy, let me know when your address so I can send you an autograph bat. You can hang it up behind you. Thanks. You can go now.
I mean, that's the second time you brought it up, so I know it really hurts you that I haven't asked for anything.
No, it doesn't hurt me. I just want you to have one so you can sleep with it. Maybe osmosis will come in.
Yeah, most of your bats ended in firewood anyway from those changeups on your hands, but I don't need any pieces. I got an electric fireplace, propane or whatever it is, so I'm good on that. But yeah, it was a good try. You tried hard, and like I said, we're all proud of what you did, and you keep fighting. Keep going, little buddy.
You see what he's got behind him, Rowdy, just to show off every day?
No, wait, the other way.
Yeah, that little silver thing he bought on eBay. That's like an
exactly what I bought on eBay. They sell those. They're 70 million a year.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't think that really worked out for you, but keep trying.
Well,
that's why you're buying dinner in Bradenton after I whip your ass in Pilates.
That's fine. Yeah. You can buy our dinner in Bradenton. With all that service time you had, and
guys, how good your career was. I got the fast food restaurant in Bradenton. Okay, I got it.
I think I got Kratzy. You don't strike me as a foodie, but I feel like you got some secret spots in a lot of good cities.
I'm definitely a foodie.
Are you really? Okay, we're gonna need to talk about that. AJ, you don't need food. You can have sweet green, but
what's that?
But thanks, guys, for having me on. And AJ, keep trying. You can keep thinking and writing these notes down before you come on this air. So have fun.
Rowdy, great talking to you, dude.